major part of our podcast is talking about what's wrong with our podcast.
Yo, conceived as one, split into two. Gonna talk so much shit till the air goes blue. After we're through, you're gonna wish you were monozygotic too. Just a couple of Nim Pods up to no good. Couple of Nim Pods up to no good. See what we're doing there? It's Nimrods. But it's a podcast with Nim Pods.
Have we ever really established like who says welcome to Nim Pods?
No, it's just whoever's in the more. We did establish it. We established it as it's whoever's the most energetic.
Yeah, but I don't understand how. I think this is probably one of our problems with our podcast. We don't have like a proper. We don't have like a proper host. We're like both the hosts.
Sure. Fight me, bro. Come at me. Welcome to Nim Pods 39.
I feel like you say that more often than I do.
Welcome to Nim Pods, the podcast about stuff that's happening. And
It's funny because it's like a podcast.
is like literally a podcast about nothing, but like not even in a Seinfeld way. It's like, it's literally about nothing.
Well, it's strange because it's actually a good, facsimile of how we were raised and how our lives are. I've already felt. I don't know if you've always felt this way, but felt like without an identity. Although, like our identity was twins, right? So it's not that surprising that our podcast would have an identity crisis.
It should be. That's what it should be. The Nim Pods. It's the identity crisis podcast.
Yeah, I like that actually. I think after 39 episodes,
We finally found
the vision.
I apologize for the sound on my end. I'm just using a lav. It should be okay, but it might peak and have S in issues because it's lost its pop filter.
S issues?
But I like the freedom of moving around.
Oh yeah.
Because I like waddling.
What is that? Sibilance? Sibilance? Is that what it's called?
The S's?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It sounds fancy. It's too big of a word for me. So this is Nim Pods 39. So the first thing we do is always talk about the last Nim Pods, which actually was at the early summer. So it's not, it was June 20th.
It's not bad.
So it's
basically June 20th. That's around basically when school's out, and then now school's been in for 1 week. So yeah, naturally the entire summer is off. That's not bad.
It's not terrible.
Not bad.
It's not terrible. It's I just realized I'm wiggling everything here. June 20th. But let's talk about Nim Pods 38, which actually had a bit of a I hate to say trending, but if there's anything,
you gotta stay humble. Stay humble.
If there's anything, if anything blows up, if anything could be considered blowing up on our channel, it definitely was Nim Pods 38, which is so bizarre. And it's basically like what we've been come down to with, like, sadly, this is kind of like the content we've been, like, the only thing okay, like, let's rewind the story back a little bit, is we've talked about doing shit on this channel basically since we started it, but like lately, the last, I guess, probably a good year or two, we've been just unfortunately turned into like a lot of talking and not a lot of doing, which is really unfortunate. I mean, we both have, this is not an excuse, but I have a small young family now, and Dan has a young family too with 2 boys, keeps him very busy. But it still really bums us out that we can't create more stuff for this channel. And it bugs me. It honestly, it bugs me a lot. And today I had like a bit of a crisis of you could say what was the tagline? I already lost it. I know it has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but identity crisis. I guess I could have an identity crisis. Yeah. Hey, anyway, I was just talking about how it's just frustrating that we haven't been able to create more stuff for this channel. But we did pop out Nim Pods 38, and that was basically our last thing we did for the channel. And it had, to this date, has 346 views.
What?
And it has 10 thumbs up.
That's basically platinum for us.
Basically platinum. I get our mom is making the plaque right now.
I didn't realize it had 300
and
views.
it actually has like 2 solid comments. And actually, I want to shout this out. I want to shout these people out. So this is, I don't know if he's a subscriber or anything. I haven't noticed his name on anything before. Jason Citrus, and he had a good comment. It says, normally I listen to podcasts in the background while cleaning and eventually zone out. Instead, I forgot I was cleaning and sat down for a bit for it. So no, I don't want my 30 minutes back. Hopefully it's not 6 months until the next one.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
And then he's like, edit, watching a second time. Who watches a podcast of 2 people sitting down? So mad shout out to Jason. Thanks a lot for checking this out. Hopefully you're still around and maybe you want to listen to us ramble again.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then Alec Rye, of course, our boy Alec Rye. I hope he said his name right. It's W-R-Y. It's like Rye, right? Rye? Alec Rye. Alec Rye. Alec's great. He has a channel. It's completely Uncle Mickey Productions. Check them out on YouTube. They're great, actually. One thing I've actually really noticed with Alec's stuff, or like the whole as a whole, I believe Alec's kind of like he's the guy that actually is putting in a lot of the work. I've always been kind of blown away by the cinematography, even though like they do a lot of like just comedic stuff, and like not I say just comedic stuff, but like some generally funny stuff, and it always looks really good. Like somebody's really nails like the color grading and stuff.
Stuff that you don't necessarily think is comedy doesn't really lend itself to something that you look at the cinematography and go, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. No, but it's not like overdone where it's like, because comedy like should have just kind of like more of like a generic kind of feel to it, I think. But it looks great. But they have this like blade, this kind of like running blade joke where they have like Blade Day. And I forget what day.
Yeah, they have Blade Day.
Blade Day, and they have this. I watched this. The last video I watched, it might be a few months old now, but it was basically.
Yeah, I saw the video too, and it's like, I'm sorry, we're sorry.
It's a YouTube apology video where it's so great, and it's like that they haven't seen. I think was the third one, Trinity. I think is what it was called. I don't know.
No, it was like they skipped through it.
They skipped through the last one.
They skipped through. They skipped through.
That's the one with like Ryan Reynolds and stuff in it, isn't it?
I believe so. Trinity,
I think. Yeah, I think I did the same thing. It's like I think I've seen the first 2 pretty solidly. Like I do remember them because Del Toro did the second one, didn't he?
I've seen all 3.
Yeah, the third one I think I just was like okay. But
there's not many trilogies I've seen all 3 of.
No, but anyway, so check them out. Uncle Mickey Productions is really good stuff. Actually, one day I want to get them on. We should start doing more co-hosty things. Not co-host, but like a guest. I'd like to get like on one of these days.
Well, talking about the problem, like that's another thing that we talk about our podcast is the problems of the podcast, right?
The problem is a podcast. Is that what you're saying? I think I lost you.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's my connection. I'm not sure.
You were saying something about the problem of the podcast.
A podcast, a major proponent, a major part of our podcast is talking about what's wrong with our podcast.
I think we just should skip all that stuff and just start like just actually doing something or talking about something.
No, but it is funny that we just talk about the problems. But I do think that having more guests on would shake it up. Obviously,
yeah.
I just don't know if we're at that. I feel like we're so like just still trying to like get in the groove to even have a guest on. But
39 episodes. 39 episodes that we started. Like, when did we start this podcast? I feel like it was like
you need to have like some friends to have guests, but I guess it could also be like a reason to get friends.
Like,
maybe you'll get friends because you have a podcast.
we need to get like James and stuff back on here. Like, there's like, at least, if we don't hang out with him, at least we should talk to him on a podcast.
Geddes in the land of Ta, this great internet mystery. If you have not, this is a part 2. This is a follow-up to our GEEDIS podcast that came out 3 months ago. So pause it right now and listen to Nim Pods 38, which talks about GEEDIS, because there's this internet mystery. It's a lot of fun. And there's actually this. I posted our podcast.
Can't hear you.
That one on the Reddit subreddit, GEEDIS subreddit, and it had some good. Some good comments, and they posted us onto this to the GEEDIS. What is it, like the info when you go into like a subreddit? And that was cool. That was probably where a lot of the views came from. A lot of the views, all the 300 of them. But actually, just a few days ago, one of the admins, his name is Rowdy Wrongdoer. I don't know his real name, but
that's his real name.
He asked, sorry?
That's his real name.
Rowdy Wrongdoer. He was talking. He was saying. Oh, as you were one of the first to cover this GEEDIS mystery, I don't know how we were the first ones to cover it. I felt like we were way behind. But I guess on like a podcast form, we were one of the first.
Maybe.
Just curious if you had heard it was recently mostly solved by the Endless Thread. That's a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Also a podcast. If you give any updates via your show, let us know so we can link to it. Thanks for being part of this journey. So that's pretty cool. And
yeah, that was neat.
And we've talked back and forth a few times.
I don't feel like we maybe in the podcast form
what's
we were
awesome with the
early.
we posted the GEEDIS episode, and then in that interim I actually kind of fell out of there wasn't a lot of updates on the subreddit, and for whatever reason I just never got onto Reddit for a while. But yeah, it was like somewhat solved. They did find the artist. It's amazing. The artist of GEEDIS and the stickers. And it turned out this guy, Sam Petrucci, probably butchering the name, but I guess, if you Google it, you'll have this great story from the Endless Thread of they tracked down one of the daughters of Sam. So and the GEEDIS mystery has been solved.
We can't really add much
to it. So they found the artist. His name was Sam Petrucci. And they tracked down a daughter. Unfortunately, he died, I believe, in like 2014.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but he wasn't an unknown artist. I didn't know who the artist was, but I don't know all artists, not even close. I know some comic book artists, but he's not familiar. But apparently, he did the original G.I. Joe package art. He actually, according to his daughter, who this Endless Thread tracked down, he sort of invented the G.I. Joe, but for whatever reason he like missed a meeting that was gonna sign off on it. It seems kind of a bit of an urban legend, but and somehow he was not roped into it, but like he did the package art for the original G.I. Joe. So he had, it wasn't just an unknown guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he, the daughter shows these guys like the original art for GEEDIS. It's tremendous. It's worth it. It's a really probably very easy to Google.
Mm-hmm.
But it was it was great, and you could tell that the daughter was very proud of him, of his father, and
mm-hmm.
and
it was cool.
She even said that like this. Sam would have been very interested in this, like not interested in this mystery, but he would have felt really good about it.
Yeah,
and it would have meant a lot to him. So it's a sweet end to the story. They say that there is the pins that they're trying to figure out like how that came to be, because Avery Dennison, the company,
never made pins.
They didn't do pins, so there's still like that sort of element to the mystery, but for the most part it's been solved.
I wonder if it was just like fan made, just somebody who saw those things and they're like, we'll make some pins out of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So Sam Petrucci was just a freelance artist that Avery hired to make these stickers, to jump on the He-Man, Star Wars craze.
Mm-hmm.
I think actually it was before He-Man, so it would be like Star Wars fantasy. No, anyway, that craze at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Which
cool.
is, to be honest, is still really cool.
No, it's cool. I like that.
That aesthetic though, that He-Man fantasy kind of spacey like stuff, barbarian stuff. It's just, like, has it ever been not cool? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's still to this day, to me at least, is like very, very awesome.
I feel like there's like a story there though. Like I feel like somebody, I don't know if Dennison like owns that stuff now still, or like, technically like who owns those characters. Like I don't know how it would work exactly. I think I lost Dan again, but No,
I'm here.
Oh, I wonder if it's like if is a possibility of like using it, making some sort of IP out of it, like making a show, or even if like some sort of YouTube thing, or
I think it would be great as like some kind of Netflix show or something.
Yeah.
Just animated.
I feel like I know you started making a GEEDIS on Character Animator and like kind of posted like maybe for the show Last Tavern, have them kind of in the background.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. Just a little cameo, like it's not like you ever get in trouble for it or anything. So it's like I say why not? It'd be kind of neat.
No, for sure. I plan on doing that.
Yeah,
I still plan on doing that if I ever get finished the third episode.
I think the Last Tavern actually I enjoy it a lot. It's pretty much 100% you. Like you, Dan kind of writes and animates this little show. 2 episodes so far? Is that? Yeah, only 2, right?
Yeah, 2 episodes.
They're pretty short, and I mean it's animation, so it's not something you can churn out really quickly. I feel like the second episode really. I don't know. I like the show a lot. I like that idea. I wish there was more of it. Just like anything. Like if there's a way that we can make it quicker or something.
Yeah, it's fun to do. Just about carving out time to do it.
Just like anything, right?
There's just so many things to do.
Actually, that was like just before I think we made that, or you posted it just like it was 2 months ago as well. So it was like June. What's another thing? What's some other? This is Nim Pods 39. Got a few minutes left.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was a really cool finish to that mystery. I don't know. I thought it captured my imagination. I'm not sure why or how. Well, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes just kind of things just pop for you.
I guess we could talk about. I don't know if we did it last time, but we our little Brobot short that we did over a year ago now, right? With Cal and Cal and Wes, and it's actually starting to like get into some small film festivals, which is like okay, it's kind of like cool. It was the Film Fest in New Jersey, which coincided with we went on a trip to Oregon, so we weren't. To be honest, it would have been hard to get there anyways, but it kind of coincided with that, so we couldn't attend or anything. We didn't hear much back. We didn't win anything, obviously. And now it got chosen to be in. Let me just look up the actual name, a proper shout out. It was one, and we have to do. Yeah, the CIM Siuka Film Festival. And it's based out of. It's on September 26th to the 29th. It's called the Crappy International Movies in Suica.
What?
Yeah, but I think there's a little bit of lost in translation. I think it's in Spain, Suica, Spain. I didn't even see this. There's awards up for grabs. I guess I don't know if we're like award able, but there's I didn't even see this. This is amazing. There's the prize shit. It's the Sukan Horarius Incoming Trophy for short films for works no longer than 30 minutes. £300, 300 euros.
€100.
And a prize shit trophy also for works over 30 minutes. The Morala Award for the worst feature. What? And then the Morala Award for worst short film. Both €150. Suika's management may award any other prizes or special mentions with no cash prize at all. I didn't even know this. That's so funny. So they're saying it's really shitty, right? Maybe it's not lost in translation. I don't know. That's pretty funny. But we have to actually... I told the director, the festival director, that we'd get... Because it's only like a couple words in the short. We'll get it dubbed. And you said you had a coworker that could speak Spanish. So we need to get that going pretty soon, actually. Just got a good reminder, actually.
Yeah, you didn't get what I got you? Did it sound like crap?
Oh, yeah, you did one before, didn't you? Yeah, it was on your phone. It was too... You got to get a proper... but, I mean, maybe if we're trying to go for the shittiest thing, maybe we should just put that in like that.
Yeah.
Or just make her, like, say something way, like, sillier, right?
How about that €300, man?
Maybe we could... why don't we throw that in? Like, hear her say that. It's like... I hope this is the...
Oh, I'm just going to go take a shit.
I'm just going to take the shit because I want to win the €300 or something. That'd be funny. Yeah, so it's a good quick little episode.
Yeah, look. What we're gonna do is, we always say this, but we should just pick a topic and just do this more often.
Well, that's I guess the end of...
Well, next one's 40, the big one, big 4-0.
You don't want to go live with 4-0? 20-minute live session?
Yeah, we had to try to figure out how to do live. Like, how would you do live?
I feel like you just go live.
Separate
just
like
go live on the phone, I guess.
We should try that D live or whatever.
I don't know what that is.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway, so Nim Pods 39. So that's basically it.
Smash that subscribe button.
That subscribe button. Oh no, it's gently tap the subscribe button. We're not about violence here.
Gently massage the subscribe button.
I'll put it right in my hands here.
Leave a comment. Talk about how annoying we are because we have exactly the same voice.
That's why the visual, man. The visual is key.
The visual.
Is it going to be like super out of focus and blurry now? Last time you were really pixelated.
Oh yeah, I'm probably look like shit.
You're probably like super far away, as far as you can go be away.
I just got this weird like lighting going on. I'm like green on one side and red on the other. It's pretty sweet.
Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to Nim Pods 39. Next, we're back with Big 4-0. And that is going to be, we got guests lined up. We got prizes. Everybody's getting a car. We'll see you next time.